A very good morning to you all. You're watching Newslink on eNCA. I'm Nqobile Madlala, and it's a very sad Sunday indeed that we have to report on these live visuals on your screen. We've got the Provincial Commissioner as well as the MEC there who are engaging community members about the sad, tragic ending of 14 lives at a tavern in Orlando, Nomzamo Informal Settlement. Let's take you there now, where Commissioner Madlala is addressing the community members.
They passed on here at the crime scene, and the other two, they passed at Chris Baragwanath Hospital. One died on arrival, and another one died an hour later. And we are still having 9 people who are sick, who are injured in the hospital, and 3 of those are in the critical condition. We wish them a speedy recovery. This incident, it happened around 12:30 in the morning. In this license, this is a licensed tavern, and it was still during the operational hours of the tavern. They allowed hours to can operate. What we know is that the assailants, they just entered into that space while people are enjoying themselves, and they shot randomly to them. As to what is the motive, currently we don't know, but our detectives are hard at work, led by my deputy here, Major General Mbuso Kumalo. He have assembled a team of detectives, an integrated one, supported by the experts from the forensic, experts from the crime scene management, working around the clock. Our intelligence community are also deployed to can go and collect information and statements from the witnesses and so forth to assist us to crack this case. We hope that with the assistance of the community around here, sharing the information, then we'll be able to can crack this case. This is what it is right now.
Thank you. MEC, thank you.
Just good morning to all the media houses. As the Gauteng provincial government, we are indeed saddened this morning that we have to wake up to a massacre of this nature. Indeed, we send our condolences to the families that have been affected. And you'll recall that as the provincial government, we've been waging war on illegal outlets. And through the liquor board, we've been zooming in on some of them, working together with the law enforcement agencies. Like the PC has confirmed that this was a legal establishment and it was working within its prescribed hours. What saddens us, I'm sure that quite a lot of you, through your various social media platforms and social media and engagements through communities, is that indeed in Gauteng we've seen now a proliferation of guns, and it saddens us that anyone now who possesses a gun wants to try their gun on our communities. And we wish to call upon communities to actually really indeed assist the police in bringing to book those perpetrators. If they have information of these many quantums, time and again, quantum. If some of those quantums really, our communities should actually assist in identifying some of them, whether are they quantums that normal is quantums that people seems to hire to go and commit crime. So we wish to call upon our communities to actually assist. Premier and the Executive Council, they are indeed saddened, and we hope that those that are in hospital, they will speedily recover and be able to also assist the police in bringing those perpetrators to book. It can happen that because they were having fun, they were enjoying themselves, no one can actually had paid any attention to what is actually happening. We all know that this is where our people actually hang out. And especially now that there's also load shedding, and do all those things. So we wish to call upon all of us to remain calm and allow the police to do their work, and hopefully be able to bring all those perpetrators to book. But they can't do that on their own. They do that with the work of the communities. When you keep on calling for community vigilance, This is what we call upon at this point in time. So let's help the police. Let's assist the police. If you have any information, do not hesitate to contact the police and be able to share with them. Remain anonymous. I'm sure you have their numbers. It's 08600 11 12 13. Be able to assist the police in bringing all those perpetrators to book. Indeed, we are all saddened. We have to wake up in the morning and come across such a sad incidences. There are fathers, there are mothers that have lost their loved ones. Others, it's fathers that are gone. Their children are now left on their own. Thank you very much.
MEC.
From SABC News. The police minister considered that these taverns are central to a lot of violent crime that happens, especially in the townships. So why isn't police proactively policing these areas that are full of taverns to ensure that such violence is deterred?
As I indicated that the war on illegal establishments, that's what police and the minister we've been fighting for. And indeed, through the Operation Okaimlao, quite a lot of them, they've been closed down. Now, this was a legal one. It was not necessarily an illegal establishment. Of course, it's true that that's where sometimes crime happens, but it's not one of those areas that are hotspots here in Gwanomzam. And how the incident happened, like I indicated, people were just hanging around. Ordinarily, how all of us and no one will seem to be vigilant to even see that something wrong might happen to them. And it is not as if they were contributing to crime. They were just hanging around, not doing anything. It's unfortunate that these ones came in their own car and started molesting all of them that were within that establishment. Kona is true, some of the illegal establishments are the ones that are contributing crime highly within our establishments. And I've indicated earlier that sometimes you find this is where our people hang out. We keep on talking about township economy, growing the economy. This is part and parcel of these establishments that also exist, that make and assist our people to be able to increase the economy of our township. That is why they make sure that they actually comply. So ensuring that they comply is one matter that we've been sitting on. And most of them, they are actually complying.
We're hearing that there's also another incident that happened in Katlehong, Provincial Commissioner, where 6 people were shot, also at a tavern.
No, no. The incident that happened, it happened at Matoleville. Matoleville, they were not at the tavern. They were at the house sitting around the fire, enjoying themselves. There were 4, and one lunatic came and shot at them. He killed 3 instantly. One was taken to the hospital. Later on, we learned that that person also passed on. So it's a concern for us. Another incident of similar nature, it happened, I think, 2-3 years ago in Lenasia South, whereby people, they were inside the tavern, also enjoying themselves, and then these people, they just come unprovoked and shot at the people. So we are worried about the firearms which are in the hands of wrong people who just go and do the test firing of their firearms on people. It is a concern for us. Obviously, violent crime in Gauteng, it is a concern for all of us, and we are doing our level best to can deal with it. When this incident happened early hours of this morning, I was operating in Kagiso. We know Kagiso is one of the problematic areas in the West Rand. I was there with Operation Okaimlao, and amongst the others, as we all know that the program of Okaimlao, we also do the compliance inspection in the liquor outlet. And in Kagiso, we closed 4 unlicensed taverns there. We have confiscated liquor. The owners were also arrested. Unfortunately, while we are still operating that other side, General Marshal here was also busy with Operation Okaimlao. Unfortunately, not in this area, but the area of El Dorado Park, and also and Sophia Town. That's where he was operating, and unfortunately it happened here. But we want to assure the citizens that we won't get tired, we won't get weary. We'll try our level best to can continue to do the best we can to ensure that our people, they are safe.
Commissioner, what is your reaction to the assertion that all these incidents are vindicating the HSRC's report, which said that the confidence in the police is at an all-time low ever since democracy came to South Africa? What is your reaction to that?
No, we have already acknowledged the report and its content, and we have also committed ourselves that we are going to implement the recommendation. We'll work day and night to try and win the hearts and minds of our people. Obviously, in this day of democracy, we can't have the police service which is not accepted by its own community. You understand? It can't be us and them. We need to work tirelessly to ensure that we win the hearts and minds of our people. We work closely with them. There's a lot of intelligence which we can gather from the community. There's a lot of structures which are working with us. The law-abiding structures which are forever providing credible information for us to try to deal with criminality in here.
Provincial Commissioner, there is a statement that was sent out by Katlehong Sergeant Malo, where he basically says it's alleged that 4 unknown black males entered into one tavern with a firearm, fired shots to the direction of a snooker where there was a person playing snooker. They ordered people to lay on the floor and demanded firearm. Do we officially have firearm issues in South Africa or in Gauteng in general?
Yes, we do have a problem of proliferation of firearm, no doubt about it. You know, based on the level of violent crime we are having, especially here in Gauteng, we know the trio crimes are a problem here. The CITs are the problem in Gauteng. Robbery business, house robberies, and just random murders. It is a concern. You know, Gauteng, we were not featuring high in terms of the murders previously. We knew that it's KwaZulu-Natal, Eastern Cape, and Western Cape. But now we are showing our ugly head. To be counted as one of the provinces where we are having the murder rate, which is very much high. It is a concern for us. The issue of guns in the wrong hands, it is of concern for us, and we call upon our good citizens, our communities, let us continue to work together, identify those who are in possession of these firearms, and then we remove them in the wrong hands. And all our law enforcement agencies in this province, integrated as they are, we have also given them the marching orders that, you know what, if we want to defeat this violent crime which is happening in our province, we need to work tirelessly to remove the firearm in the wrong hands.
Thank you, colleague.
Thank you. You can have yours. Just hold on.
Well, you can hear the provincial commissioner saying that there is, of course, a concern now with regards to firearms in Gauteng. I want to speak to the MEC. We just want to get the MEC if... MEC, I mean, we hear the provincial commissioner saying that there's officially an issue with regards to firearms in Gauteng. What is your major concern and what are you looking at in terms of community and public safety?
Like I indicated that it now concerns us even as the Gauteng provincial government that there's a lot of proliferations of guns. Like I indicated that I'm sure most of you through your social media have been seeing one video of a person pretending as if he's carrying a bag of amaponchis or rumbila. And when they open up that bag, out inside that bag actually it's AKs and the catchets of guns that are actually coming out of that bag. So that demonstrates clearly how guns are now even smuggled into our province. So the border management and all the police officers, when they do the stop and searches, so it's about time that they literally focus on the goods that are in the car, what it is that we are carrying. In one instant, others around eNCA, within the panels of the car, that's where they found a hidden compartment of some of these guns. So it is a serious problem now. And literally our communities live in fear. Anytime guns are now a thing, what kalama cricket, they no longer know if it is a real gun or people playing or whatever. It is now a serious problem. All of us, we now shrink when we are sleeping, when we hear a gunfire that actually goes off. And indeed, we call upon communities. I'm 100% sure, if you hear a gun firing la next door, it tells you that it is kala la next door. Now, people in the next door, do they have license to carry? Ordinarily, a person with a license will not be doing a target shooting with their gun. They have it for their protection. So as much as we've been calling them, declare those illegal guns, bring them forward, whilst honest citizens are bringing those guns forward, there is those that are coming, Madlala side also coming in to bring in these guns. And our hostels have been some of those places where you can hear. I stay next to Deep Blue. It's bombs, and you dare ask anyone there, do you know anything but yo ungakhuluma uzawuya kagoqanya? So they themselves are even afraid to even point out who is carrying a gun, who is firing randomly, or who is doing target. It's really getting out of hand. If we can come together as communities, I'm 100% sure we can root out some of these things, including the drug laws that exist within our communities. They happen within our communities. We call upon communities, please rise up, assist in fighting these wrong things that are happening.
I mean, MEC, you were here also speaking to a community in Pimville when Diale was also one of the people that were shot at. I mean, incidents like this are occurring all the time now.
Indeed. That's why I'm saying lots of ammunition and guns that are sitting on people, and they use them to attack our people. Innocent lives are lost now. No provocation, no nothing. Why does a person just go out and start shooting randomly? You go to areas as Mazama. Literally, communities can't move out at night.
So what now, though, MEC?
We keep on saying, Minister, help us. We need more and more police. Because visible policing, I'm 100% sure it can help towards some of these things. And literally, we are thinner now. Police are thinner on the ground. We're bringing in your metros, we're bringing in your Gauteng traffic. We say, please help us with getting more and more police officers so that if there's visibility, our communities will have confidence. But over and above, the building of community structures. We keep on saying, let's have our street committees. Let's have our neighborhood watches. Let's strengthen our CPFs. If all those structures are also strong, I'm 100% sure our communities will have confidence. Our community patrollers also being visible. Our community tend to have that confidence to say we're feeling safer. We know anything that happens, one phone call, one whistle blowing, one what, everyone. It reminds us of the times when we used to have the self-defense units. It's things like this that we say as communities, let's rise up, let's protect ourselves, and let's make sure that our women and children and vulnerable live safely in our communities.
Thank you very much, MEC.
Thank you very much.
Well, MEC Faith Mazibuko, they're speaking to us about the issues. She said she's calling on the community to rise up and basically protect the people that are vulnerable. So very important there. She talks about the gun issues as well as the provincial commissioner saying that there is a gun issue in Gauteng, but they are calling on also the minister to assist.
Thank you very much, Nqobile Madlala. They're covering a tragic story of yet another tavern tragedy, this time in KwaNomzamo informal settlement in Soweto. 14 people have lost their lives, apparently, or it's alleged that gunmen stormed the tavern and started shooting. 23 people were affected and 14 have since passed on.